What's up, guys? In today's video, we're getting a little bit of an early start. It's like 5 o'clock in the morning. Last night I went and picked up these $7.99 heads from Justin McDougal at X Power Racing, and I will be cleaning the surface on this motor, putting my heads back on. I found a couple of holes in my headers I gotta weld back up. Really just putting everything back together. It'll be probably these next 2 days putting it back together in the morning and trying to get it ready so we can get the torque converter back. Supposed to get it back Monday, put it together and start trying to test this thing. So fresh head gaskets on it because somebody burned up another side. Jesus Christ, it is too early for that. Okay, scared the crap out of me. We'll get into the video. As you can see, I got all the bolts prepped. Heads are all clean. Head surfaces are clean. New LS9 gaskets. What was that? Weird. But, alright, well, I'm about to start putting these heads on. LS is the easiest engine you could ever change the heads on, run the rockers on, anything like that. Just gotta get the bolt pattern down right whenever you're torquing it, and then running the rockers, you basically just run them down with the impact and you're set. So what I'm doing right now is torquing the heads. You can look up these are ARP head bolts, so you can look up like the torque specs and their formation online. Basically, it's just you start in the middle, go down, go over here, crossways up, crossways, bottom, and the two top ones. And then after you go 25, 50, and then 75, and then after you do 75, you come up here and torque these to like 25 foot-pounds, these little 10 millimeter bolts over here. So pretty simple, about the same on just about everything you do, small block Chevy, big block Chevy, but I just figure I'd let you guys know if you don't. Alright, well, both heads are on. I gotta go get ready for work. So next clip, I'll probably be wearing something different. I'll be welding up the holes on my headers, siliconing them, putting them on, letting them dry, and then figuring out where everything on my intake goes. That's a lot. It really looked good whenever we did it, but now that I have it all off, it looks like a jumbled mess because I kind of just took everything off and threw it over. So putting front and rear bolts in this just to kind of hold it. Then gonna run the other bolts in, but I'm just going to run in enough to where the silicone's touching, then silicone the other side. Let this side of silicone kind of set up a little bit, and then tighten it all the way down. That way, because I'm not using a seal, it's just red silicone. So it kind of makes its own seal. And then after it gets a little tacky, and then I'm just gonna tighten it all down, let all this dry. And then after I do that, I'm gonna put the intake and everything on, and then mount the turbos after that. Kind of just leave everything loose on the turbo until I get the piping done, like cold piping, and then tighten it all down, and we should be good to go. So.
Kind of smells like rotten eggs in here.
Yeah?
Some of them.
That's weird.
Yeah. Probably all that setting it on the tranny brake in the shop and melting the paint off and stuff.
Ain't no doubt. I mean, it's only made 2 passes, so it hasn't
No, it ain't like you.
too crazy.
No.
This setup just with nitrous didn't make enough power to do that. At least it's nice and red.
Oh, it looks great. It just
smells bad.
If they could smell that smell through the camera, they'd be like, "Ooh."
Yeah, anybody who has a turbo car that makes a lot of power knows the smell that my dad's talking about.
Yeah.
I was freaking out the first time it happened in the big block.
Yeah, you thought something was going on.
I was replacing batteries and all sorts of stuff because it smelled like rotten eggs.
Yeah, the battery
So-
apart. We didn't know.
Yeah. Well, me and Dad have been working on it for about 10 minutes, and the lines are off. We're draining it, took the drive shaft out.
Yeah, all we lacks is 6 bell housing bolts.
6 bell housing bolts and the cross member, and the whole thing's out. So, is it skill to be really good at taking out your transmission? Or is it just I've taken out 100 transmissions out of the Yeti?
I bet you've taken 100 out of this car.
Yeah, I don't really know if that's skill or if that's just I'm
stupid.
stupid.
The good news is they usually don't come out in one piece. They usually just like fall out because they're in 2 pieces.
Yeah, either fall out or they come out in one piece, but everything on the inside is in pieces.
You just make it go from 1 neutral to like 5 neutrals.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Sounds like a water boy or something.
Well, we ain't got no janky. I thought we might have had the drilled out flywheel on this thing, but we've got a real one on there. I mean, it's not an SF5, but it's, oof, this thing's tipping forward. Tipping forward.
Probably be Got it?
Ah, Dad.
What are you doing?
Where? Let's just go there.
Alright, well, as you can see, Yetis back together, intake on, everything's on. I didn't film me putting the intake on, turbos or everything, because I didn't have my camera. So this is next day. Everything's back on. I'm really just waiting on a converter now, so I think that'll be it for today's video. I will get the converter, we'll put it in, and hopefully be testing next weekend, seeing if it'll make more than 2.5 pounds of boost or whatever it made, 1 pound. Fixing the holes, fix the heads, or fixing the holes in my headers, fix the heads, or put different heads on it. It's got 799s on it now, so I'm hoping that gives me a little bit more compression. Taking the nitrous converter out and getting one actually built for it. So I don't know, might have trouble keeping it tame now, so that's what I'm hoping for. But all right, make sure you like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.